Hey, how you doing, family? Yes, this is your daily dose of depth. All that good energy, of course, know your roots. We got on a dashiki today, so still is know your roots vibes. You know what I mean? Poetry is only as deep as its roots allow. It's a little nighttime. Happy, I feel like it's a full moon. I'm trust it's a full moon. It's a little lighter than usual, and just look at the moon. It's kind of full. More than anything, we talking about peep game, peep game. We talking about contributions, man, because we have a lot to offer to the world. But mainly, I want to talk about the melanated peoples of the world. You know what I mean? The brown, black, quote unquote colors. But I don't really trust in all that. We really melanated people, light filled people. I'm talking about the colored people of the world. Like our contribution to this planet, to humanity, and to civilization is so huge. It's so immense. It's so more than we can ever fathom. Though, how much are we really ever taught about our people's contribution? Like on a real grand scale? We're not. We're literally taught of only this European, Anglo-Saxon, Caucus, or Caucasian rather, perspective of them creating all good things or all wealthy things or all natural things. And it's just, I want us to get forward to our contribution. Like, what do we truly offer the world? And once we realize that, in terms of our people, in terms of our heritage, in terms of our culture, and once we realize that, stand on that. Like, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, realize their contributions, and realize that, one, you have a duty to maximize those. How would I say? Like to replicate that in a sense, and then to also just be grateful that you have shoulders to stand on. Because I tell you, there are some people, I will not name no names, who have. Now I'm gonna speak like I ain't want to do that. It's easy. It's so easy to go into these lower places. I want to talk about our high vibrational contributions because they are immense. So here's a few, if you didn't quite know. I'm melanated. I'm of African descent in America, also known as quote unquote African American, and then still, my people. This is ancient Kemet, also known as Egypt, Tamari, Mizrir, whatever you want to call it. Were the first to develop paper. This papyrus paper, this paper that we now use, is inspired by the first ever paper, papyrus. Okay, that's smooth. So you're essentially saying that all paper that we have now is a product of a melanated person, a melanated civilization, melanated people in northern Africa, or Al-Kebalan, Kemet, or Egypt. Okay, that's smooth. And then what have you done lately? Okay, boom. The light bulb filament, Lewis Latimer. I think it was, Edison who created the light bulb. Please don't quote me if I'm wrong. And I trust it is Edison who created the light bulb, but it lasted for probably like 2 seconds because it couldn't sustain the wave in terms of the fluctuation, the vibrational frequency. It couldn't maintain it. So the light filament, or the light bulb filament, was created by Lewis Latimer. So you're telling me the lights in our Mercedes-Benz vehicles, the lights in our fluorescent light bulbs, the lights in the lamps of our little daughter's nightlight stay on because of a melanated man known as Lewis Latimer? Yes, this is true. Okay, that's still kind of cool, but let's talk about some philosophical stuff. What about something that we can't see, we can't touch, we can't feel? Okay, well, how about Benjamin Banneker, who created the Farmer's Almanac, who really, literally, like, how could I say this perfectly? He was able to map out the meteorological, I don't even know, meteorology. There we go. So meteorological, there we go, circumstance of the planet. So he created the Farmer's Almanac years ago, decades ago, centuries ago. But because of its formula, it's able to, in a very accurate way, detect and determine and discern between the planet's climates, the different, meteorological weather patterns of the planet, and really tell farmers, because it's known as the Farmer's Almanac, when are the best times to plant, when are the best seasons to plant. And this is truly, I would say, universal to a degree, but it is geographically, like relevant. Like it does, a Farmer's Almanac is relevant in a certain geographical space. It's not the same necessarily in a different climate or a different region in the world. And still, he was able to do that. So us knowing how to viably determine the weather for the next 7 days, 7, weeks, whatever, is because of a melanated man known as Benjamin Banneker? Yes, it is. I can go on for days. The water gun, baked mac and cheese, blood plasma machines, refrigerated vehicles, the sliding doors for an elevator, freaking ironing boards. I'm attempting to find the words because there's so many, okay? The first glasses, the first combs. I mean, it just gets deep, and then I sound like I'm bragging on my people, and we should, because our contributions are great. I say all this to say, peep the vibrations, the collaborations, and the contributions of your people, and realize that you come from a devout, a divine, and a beautifully dominant people that have done things on this planet, whether it's promoted or not. That's on us to figure out. And once we figure out these contributions, to live them, to share and spread and educate our other brethren and sistren on them, and then also to have a deep reverence for those who came this way and paved our platforms so we can stand on their shoulders. So thank you. Thank you, ancestors, for all that you have done, all that you are doing, and all that you will do. And I appreciate your contribution. And so appreciate your people's contribution today. This is Devon Sanders, Daily Dose of Dev, saying over and out.